ठीक बात, बहुत बढ़िया भैया। ये भैया बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया भैया, बहुत बढ़िया।
सिंह सर।
साला अंदर तो क्या
काय माहिती ना.
Sir, I had made you host and
Yeah,
I had made
thank you.
this YouTube live streaming also. I am about to send the link to you, sir, in WhatsApp.
Okay, madam. Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, dear participants, welcome to this day 6 session of 1 week national level online FDP on trending and effective teaching techniques. So, dear participants, kindly introduce yourself through chat box, your name, designation, department, college or institute name, city name, etc. I repeat, dear participants, kindly introduce yourself through chat box, your name, designation, department, college or institute name, city name, etc.
देखो hello hello am I audible?
Yeah, good evening, madam.
Sir, good evening.
Yeah, madam, kindly share the slide one of your PPT, please.
Yes, definitely, sir. Give me a few seconds only.
Okay, madam. Thank you. So, meanwhile, dear participants, kindly introduce yourself through chat box, your name, designation, department, college or institute name, city name, etc. I repeat, dear participants, kindly introduce yourself through chat box, your name, designation, department, college or institute name, city name, etc. And please mute your mics. It's our humble request.
Is my
Yeah.
screen visible to you, sir?
Yeah, madam. Visible, madam.
Uh, okay, so I'm just muting myself and we'll start
Madam,
session.
madam,
Yes.
not visible, madam.
Screen is not visible, madam. Your PPT is not
Not
visible.
visible, madam.
Okay. I don't know why. Is it visible now?
Not yet, madam.
Okay. So we'll join through laptop only. Nothing else. No issue.
Pardon, madam.
Sir, I'll join through laptop, sir.
Okay,
I
madam.
was
Fine.
just trying to join with the phone.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, madam.
Sir, is my screen visible to you now?
Yeah, screen visible, but slide is not there.
Oh,
Now slides. Yeah. Kindly
is
enlarge
it now?
the. Yeah, slides are there. Kindly enlarge. Yeah, 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 madam.
Okay.
Perfect, 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 madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, madam. Sharp at 7:35, we'll start the session.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. No problem at all.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
बाहर मत रख, यहाँ चेयर पे रख दो।
Kavita, madam. Kavita, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, madam. Kindly go ahead, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So first of all, very good evening to all the participants who are the learners who are present here in this 7 days faculty development program. And I welcome you here in this session, which is focused on inclusive pedagogy, differentiating the instruction for diverse learners. Myself, Dr. Kavita Daya, working as an assistant professor at Manipal University, Jaipur. So before starting the session, our inclusive education, let's discuss the overview of this today's session. Where in this session, we are going to discuss the inclusive pedagogy, that is emphasizing more over the importance of the creating learning environment that is very much accountable for all the learners, all the students, regardless of their diverse needs, whatever the diverse environment they are having, whether it is associated with the cultural diversity, language diversity, social diversity, demographical diversity. We are excluding all these variables when we are conducting our session. So it involves understanding the addressing the different learning styles, different abilities, and cultural backgrounds of the student. If you are having very different variables associated with the learners, students, you are supposed to somehow, exclude all these variables during this session conduction. So in today's diverse classroom, inclusive teaching practices that are crucial in fostering the equity and ensuring that every student has the opportunity to succeed. And sorry, strategies such as differentiated instructions, universal design for learning that we also discussed in yesterday's session, and flexible assessments are all the key to meeting all these needs and requirements. So today, this technology is also playing a very important role in supporting the personalized learning as well as enhancing the engagement of all the learners in the session. So creating an inclusive classroom culture that value the diversity, encourage the collaboration and mutual respect for each other, educator and viewers also. So educators are encouraged to engage in continuous professional development and reflecting the practices to improve their teaching strategies and ensure that they meet the need of all the students. By promoting the emotional well-being and providing the tailored support, educator can also enhance the learning experience for every student, which is very essential task or essential outcome of the session. So after discussing the overview of inclusive pedagogy, discuss let's have a quick look at learning objectives of the session. Here in this session, we are going to recognize the diverse learning need in the classroom. We are also going to discuss the adaptation of diverse learner, and we are also going to define the various strategies for supporting English language learners, and we are also going to address the emotional and social learning need of the diverse classroom. So after discussing the learning objectives of the session, let's start the session with the discussion over the meaning of inclusive pedagogy, where this inclusive pedagogy refers to different teaching strategies that educator is adopting, and different approaches that aim to include all learners regardless of their ability and background, and their different requirements, learning needs, and also their upbringings, which are ensuring the equal opportunities for the learning. So it is also critical aspect of education today, that especially in diverse classrooms where students come from a range of socio-economic background that have different cultural experiences and speak various languages and process that possess a unique learning ability too. So what are the different core benefits of inclusive pedagogy? Where first benefit or principle of this inclusive pedagogy is equity and access, where it is ensuring that all students, regardless of their background and different abilities, capabilities, have equal access to learning opportunities as well as the different resources. Second core principle of this inclusive pedagogy is diverse teaching method, where educator is employing varied instructional strategies such as visual aid, group discussion, and hands-on activities to meet the different learning style of the students. And as today, as yesterday session, we also discussed that how these visual aids, group discussions, and hands-on abilities are somehow enhancing the measuring the performance of the learner. So, third core principle of inclusive pedagogy is that respect of differences. Yes, you need to respect the differences what the learner is having in himself, because these are somehow his or her upbringings with whom uh, he upgraded himself. So another thing is differentiated instruction. Sometimes you are also supposed to give the instructions or your content in differentiated manner too, where there is diversity among the students is high. So it is practical aspect that if you are delivering your content in the session in the classroom, if there is heterogeneity among the students, then you need to tailor your session or you tailor your content delivery that is somehow focusing every student that every student need to learn. No, it is your responsibility to make them to make everyone to understand whatever you are teaching or you are delivering in the session. So why inclusive pedagogy is critical in today's diverse classroom, where in today's classroom, students come from diverse cultural, linguistic, and socio-economic background. So inclusive pedagogy is necessary because it also helps to create a learning environment where all students, regardless of their differences, can succeed. As the best example of this inclusive pedagogy in today's diverse classroom is this session that we are conducting, where we are having the different participants who are having their own diversity from different locations and from different backgrounds too, right? So majority of learners are not associated with a similar or same background. So we are finding out the way where I can make every learner to understand what content I'm delivering today here in this session. Same happen in my session when I'm delivering my content in my classroom to my students, that diversity among the students is very high, where one student is from another country, a second is from another country, third is from another country, and I cannot assume that out of 100 students, 10 students are belonging from the same country. It is quite difficult for me to deliver the content in a same manner to every student, but I need to find out the way that how I can make the content understandable to every content every learner, so that I can conduct the session successfully without any hustle or without any challenge that is faced by the learner after this completion of the session. So why inclusive teaching is critical in today's diverse classroom? The first reason is cultural diversity. Definitely, where India, for example, if I'm talking here, is a home of students from diverse states, as we are also talking in the previous slide also, that in today's session also having a big diversity on part of all are aware that there are different states, there are different diversity, language or cultures of these different states. So if there are, suppose five or 10 students out of a different states, then it is somehow increasing the diversity among the class. So university like JNLU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, where another case is Banaras Hindu University, where these universities reflecting a high diversity that is found across the nation, that students are coming from different region, from different states, from different areas. So a student from northern, east, or southern India, a part of India, may have a different background or different educational experiences. Plus, inclusive pedagogy also ensuring that teaching experiences or teaching methods, materials are tailored to respect the addresses to address these differences. For example, if a student speaks in Hindi as a second language, that is providing bilingual support material that can make learning more accessible. So, in an international context, if I'm talking about, like, the best example is that Harvard or Oxford University of Sydney, that all are enrolling the students from different background all over the world, and these students often come up with the varied educational system, backgrounds, and experiences through inclusive teaching practices. These institutions also ensure that all students, no matter from their where they are, they come from, but all they can can engage with the course content in a meaningful way. So, second, a very important diversity is disability and learning needs. Yes, definitely, students may have some disability, maybe on part of language, maybe on part of culture, or maybe on part of background too. Plus their learning need also. So we cannot assume that out of 10 students, out of 100 students, 5 students are having the same a learning need. No, it is not possible, and it is quite difficult. So many students may have physical disability, learning disability like dyslexia, and emotions and psychology challenges also. So inclusive pedagogy provides these students with the necessary to accommodate the to succeed in classes. So in India, University of Delhi that provides assistive technology for students to visualize or hear impairment. Similarly, globally and diversity like Stanford University offer accessible learning resources such as screen reader for blind students and captioned video for hearing impairment. So another diversity is that socio-economic diversity, that the students come from varied economic and socio background, which influence their access to resources. Like India, many students in rural areas may not have the access to same technology or learning material of as their urban counterparts. Online educational platforms like Swim in India are designed to bridge this gap by offering free courses over the top universities, thus promoting the inclusive learning by making the educational resources more accessible to the students who may not afford the expensive textbook or study material too. Then another diversity is that promoting the social justice and equity, where inclusive pedagogy also foster the social justice and equity by promoting the idea that all students, regardless of their background and different abilities, should make the learning environment safe, uh, uh, should have the same equality quality of the education, and this also making the learning environment safe and respectful, as well as supporting of the students from underrepresented groups. So another thing that we need to discuss here is that in inclusive pedagogy in action, where the first thing that we are going to discuss is offline learning examples, where University of Delhi that administration has implemented the policy of universal design, where class rooms are designed to accommodate students with various needs. So students who have physical disability are given priority teaching and access to assertive technology. Professors may use the multimedia resources and physical handouts that cater to students with different learning preferences, such as visual learning, visual learners, or auditors, auditory learning, and all those are who learn best through hands-on the activity. So inclusive pedagogy is including the online learning during COVID-19. Universities pandemic, during the COVID-19 pandemic, universities worldwide transitions the online learning, where earlier we were not assuming that online learning may be a part of our education system, but after this 19 COVID pandemic, this became a very important part of education system, where if I'm talking about the example that the University of Melbourne, which implemented the inclusive teaching practices in its online courses by offering the closed caption in videos and audio descriptions, also screen reader compatible material that are having. Then hybrid learning examples here that which combine online plus offline teaching, which has increasing adapted. Give me 2 seconds. Uh, Increasing the adapted in both Indian and international universities, where we are taking the example of IIT Bombay, which offers hybrid courses or that allow the students to access the lecture material online while participating in hands-on workshop and practical activities in the campus. So after that, identifying the different learning styles and needs, where there are various learning needs and style that students bring to classroom. Some students may have the specific disabilities that require the accommodation, while other may support due to language barriers and cultural differences. So student with disability, which is that disability inclusive pedagogy that ensures that students with the physical, sensory, cognitive, and emotional disabilities receive the necessary resources to participate fully in the academic life. For instance, students with the visual impairment may need textbooks or in braille or audio format, while students with hearing impairment may benefit from sign language interpret, which is going to interpret uh, so interpreter caption or for the video content. So university like University of Delhi in India that have established a special cell to support the students with the disability that is offering the assistant technology that such as screen reader or audio tool, including the physical accommodation to help the students with their thrive academically. Then identify the different learning style and need, which is incorporating the university like Howard University in United States that have robust accessibility service, and they offer various forms of accommodation such as extending the time for exams for students with learning disability or providing the quiet space for students with the sensory sensitivities. So these are also that University of Harvard is also calculating over that if there is any disability on part of learner, then we may count on that and we may be flexible during the examination pattern. So another is English language learner, where many universities in both India and abroad are enrolling the international students who are non-native English speakers. Yes, sometimes English language is not their native language or their spoken language. In that case, we are trying to find out the way where they can get the best education. So these students may struggle to understand the lectures, participate in discussions, and complete the written examination also, where in Indian university like Jamia Millia University, English proficiency program are offered to support the students whose first language is not English. And if I'm talking about another example, then in United States, university like University of California, Berkeley also offer the English as a second language and course as well as writing the center where students can get the help improving their academic English. Then linguistic and cultural diversity. Yes, sometimes students from diverse linguistic and cultural background may face the challenges in understanding the curriculum also, where especially when it delivered in the dominant language. If you are on only delivering your content in your language, whatever you are having in your country, then it is quite a problematic situation for the learners. For example, in India, students in Tamil Nadu, in case, may find it challenging to engage with the course material delivered in Hindi or English without any proper translation or contextual adaptation. On an international scale, where university like University of Sydney, in suppose have embraced the cultural responsive teaching methods. For example, the university offers specialized workshop for international students and addressing the cultural barriers in communication and learning. Here, let's discuss understanding the social, cultural, economic, linguistic differences. Where cultural differences are background shapes how students learn, engage with the content, and interact with the peer and instructor. For instance, students from collectivist culture that maybe Asian culture may be more comfortable working in the groups or differing in the authority figures like the professor, or on the other hand, students from individualistic culture may be more comfortable in independent work or critical questioning of the authority. For example, IIT students from rural area may have the different approaches in learning than their urban counterparts. Rural students might be more accustomed to role learning, whereas urban students may be more exposed in critical thinking and problem solving technique, where understanding these differences also allow the instructor to provide the more equitable learning and opportunities to all the students by blending the different teaching approaches. Then another big difference is socio-economic difference, where socio-economic background influence their access to resources such as textbook, technology, and quiet space for studying. So in India, from a lower socio-economic background might not have access to same resources as their wealthier peer. So suppose in case of Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi offer social scholarship that providing affordable access to digital library or learning resources to ensure that all students, regardless of their socioeconomic status, have equal learning opportunity. Then another difference is socio-cultural and academic expectation, where socio-cultural norms affect the students' approach to ensure education and academic expectations. For example, in Indian college, many students from smaller towns and villages might come from background where education is viewed as mean or to secure a job rather than as an avenue of intellectual cooperation exploration. So teacher at institutions like Jawaharlal University in Delhi often engage with the students throughout the debate, discussion, and encourage the critical thinking and broadening the students' perspective beyond the just job-oriented knowledge. So differentiated instructions in an education also approach that recognized and accommodates the diverse learning need of students within the single classroom, that also involves tailoring the teaching method, content, and different resources assessment to ensure that all learners, all students, regardless of their background, abilities, and learning style, all can access the curriculum effectively without any hassle, without any challenge. Then here, let's discuss the explanation of differentiated instructions. Differentiated instructions are always important if the heterogeneity in the classroom is high, which is based on the premises that students have paired level of prior knowledge, learning style, and interest. As a result, one size fits all approach of teaching is not effective for every student, and you are supposed to tailor your delivery of the content in such a way so that every learner can understand your content, understand your session. So here the important element of this differentiated instruction, the first one is content, which refers to material that is being taught. Then process, that refers to the activity and different strategies and your working methodology that you are using to help the students to make a sense of the content. Then product, that refers to final output or the assessment that demonstrate what the student has learned. Here differentiating the content is really very important because finally student is getting the content or sitting in your classroom just to understand the content that you are delivering. So differentiating content means providing students with diverse or different ways to access the same material. So this can also be done by offering the resources that cater to diverse the learning styles and reading readiness level. So for example, a university setting in India, for example, teaching a history courses may offer varied reading material for students at the different levels. Then in international context, let's discuss the Harvard University, where instructor in course like literature might provide different types of reading material based on students' proficiency level in English, where advanced students might read the original text while others might work with the simplified version of the same content and ensuring that all students can engage meaningfully with the subject matter. So another thing that is process, that how to deliver your content, that is including under the process. So process refers to varying the teaching method or methodology that used to help the students understand the content. It also involves using the differentiated instructions strategies to match the students' need, ensuring that all students is engaged at right level of difficulty. For instance, offline classroom at student uh, offline classroom at University of Delhi, an instructor may use collaborative group work for some students who thrive in social learning settings while offering independent research tasks for those who work better alone. Then process is including that online content, that content platform like Zoom or Microsoft Teams that enable the instructor to use breakout room for group work that allows the students to collaborate in smaller or more manageable settings. For example, in psychology courses at University of California, Berkeley, students might be divided into groups based on their interests, with each group investigating a different psychology theory and experiments before presenting their findings up to the class. Then finally, that differentiating the product, which is very essential because it is representing the returns or performance. So differentiating the product refers to providing the students with the differentiated weights that demonstrating their understanding of the content, and this also ensure that assessments are not only aligned with the learning objectives but also cater to students' strength, interest, and learning style. So, Indian university like Banasthali University, for example, students may be allowed to choose between writing a traditional research paper or creating a visual presentation to demonstrate their understanding of the topic of history or sociology class. So, in international setting like Stanford University, students in business management courses might be given option to demonstrate their learning throughout uh, might be given the option to demonstrate their learning through different kind of the final projects. So some might write a detailed business proposal, while other could opt to creating digital marketing campaign for businesses simulation game. So another, here we are going to discuss the different strategies for implementing the differentiated instructions. That first one is ongoing assessment and flexible grouping, where regular formative assessment also helps the instructor to identify where each student in their learning journey is. So which is based on the assessment, where teacher can also group the different students according to their readiness, interest, and learning preferences. For example, online business courses at University of Mumbai, where different students could be grouped together or based on their progress on a particular module or the content that you deliver. Another thing which is important to strategize your instructions or your session, that is use of technology. You are supposed to use technology which is accessible to all the learners. So digital tool that is extremely effective in differentiating the instruction, that all online setting platform that like Kahoot or Quizlet allows the teacher to create the quizzes that also tailored to different learning levels, where LMS, that is a learning management system, or Moodles like including the Google Classroom, also provide the instructor with ability to organize the content by the difficult level, allowing the students to progress through the material at their own pace. Then another thing which is important here is that choice board or a menu. So choice board allows the students to choose from different menus, activities, and that cater the different learning styles. For instance, history courses at IIT Delhi, where students could offer a choice between reading articles as well as watching the documentaries, including creating their own articles and watching the documentaries, and where students are also creating a timeline and participating in the group discussions also. So another is differentiating the scaffold, where this also involves offering different levels of the support based on the different students' needs. For example, English literature classes at the University of Sydney, where students struggling with the reading comprehensions, where students belongs to the different background. So that's the reason that they are facing this competition in the here. Let's discuss the universal design of learning, which is educational framework that seeks to create a flexible learning environment to cater to the diverse need of all the students. Where under this universal design of learning, we are taking care that what are the different diversical variables or heterogeneitical variables which are available or floating in the class or floating in the on the part of the learners, and you are counting on every variable carefully. So framework is based on premises that three is there is no single way on which students learn, right? So you are not assuming that every student is getting the content that you are delivering. Universal design of learning also advocate for use of multiple method of teaching, engagement, and assessment to ensure that all learners, including those with disability, can access the participating in the learning process effectively. So it is quite broader in comparison to inclusive pedagogy or inclusive learning, where universal design of learning is including the diversity on part of the students, as well as it is also including the disability on part of the learners. So if there is any disability on part of learner, maybe on eye or any physical disability, then you are also preparing your content in such a way so that every learner is getting your content in such a meaningful way, where he is able to give you, or where he is able to produce the good results. So here the core principle of universal diverse learning is that first principle is multiple means of representation. Yes, this is first. So this is first principle of UDL, that you are preparing your content in such a way so that it is if it is required, you are representing your content in multiple modes, as it also happened with me when I was teaching in on one university, where diversity was quite high in my class, where few students belongs to southern part, few belongs to northern part, few belongs to eastern part, and few students also belong to international context, international part also. So in that case, suppose in that class I was having 30 students total, where only 5 students maximum belongs to one context, right? They were sharing only 5 students were only sharing the same background, nothing else. So how to plan the content delivery in such a way so that all students can get the point, where that university was situated in Punjab. So there were also few students who were also not able to understand English, Hindi. So I need to deliver the content Punjabi, Hindi plus English. Three languages I used to deliver my content. So you need to you may use the different presentations also, but you are creating your content in such a way so that every learner is getting your point. So multiple mean of action and expressions. Yes, allowing the students to demonstrate their knowledge in various ways, such as writing, speaking, presentation, and using technology. Yes, it also happens multiple times with every educator that few students are not comfortable in speaking. They are always requesting, yes, I know that content, I know that concept well, but I'm not able to speak. In that case, you may ask to write. Few students are not good in presentation, so you may ask them to speak wherever they are standing. Few students are also comfortable in technology, that they may represent their content through technology. So you can take the assistance of any one mode to get the results. So another thing is multiple mean of engagement. Yes, also you need to engage all the learners in such a way so that is ensuring that they remain motivated and interested in the learning process. Suppose I am only preparing my content in one language only, nothing else. So it was at that time, it was very much difficult for the learners, that they are not able to understand Hindi single language, English single language, Hindi and English bilingual, Hindi and Punjabi, no. Hindi and means Punjabi and English, no. So every learner or means group of learner is requiring different mode of representation. So you need to engage every learner. Okay, now I'm speaking in English. Okay, after a while, now I'm speaking in Punjabi. Okay, now I'm speaking in Hindi. Okay, so you need to engage every student so that every student is feeling valuable and feeling entertained too. Here let's discuss, for example, Indian University, especially right with the growing use of technology that has become an important aspect of curriculum design. For example, Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi professor has started applying this UDL principle in their classroom. So in online also, that University of Delhi have utilized LMS, that learning management system such as Moodle, and to deliver the content form. Then UDL in university, Indian University online and offline, where students with disability universities in India are increasingly adapting the technology like screen reader, text to speech software in their language form, content more accessible. So here let's see in United States, where institutions like Harvard University and Stanford University have belonged to applying the UDL principle or to creating the inclusive learning environment. For instance, in Harvard Faculty of Art and Instructions, instructor in sociology course use a variety of media such as case studies, documentaries, and lectures alongside hands-on the activities like group problem solving tasks. So in case of computer science department, universities are also given multiple ways to demonstrate their understanding or programming concept, where some students may be required to complete the assignment, while other submit the demonstration or engage in the collaborative project. So if I'm talking about the UDL in international universities, where Stanford online platform use the adaptive learning tool that also adjust the difficulty to of question based on the students' previous responses, that ensuring that every student receive the challenges tailored to their current level of understanding. So global platforms such as Coursera and edX that often partner with the university like MIT or Harvard, where all these incorporated UDL principle into their courses. For instance, digital marketing courses, also offering different videos, written transcripts, and interactive quizzes to accommodate the wide range of the learner in the learning. So multiple mean of presentation, which is content. Here is the first a very important activity, that is designing the lesson to support the diverse learner. Educator can also offer a mix of content delivery method, including different text, videos, audios, and interactive media too. Hmm, hmm. What? So another designing lesson activity, which is multiple mean of engagement, where you are keeping your learners motivated and engaged in such a way so that every learner is engaged or motivated to understand the content. So if for example at MIT University in Delhi, where educators use the gamified learning platforms such as Kahoot for or quizzes, where these are very interesting activity. You are giving a few quizzes during the session, after the session, that okay, if you got the point or if you got the content, then you are supposed to answer these quizzes well in a proper way. After that, adapting the assessment practices for diverse learning, where adapting the assessment practices is essential to ensure that all students, regardless of their learning style, abilities, and background, have the equal opportunities to succeed. So in modern educational context, where especially in universities and different colleges, classroom students come from with the diverse background, and including those with the disabilities, including the English language learning, and students with the varying level of the prior knowledge as well as the different skills too. So let's discuss the adapting the assessment practice of diverse learner, where flexible assessment also offer the learners with multiple ways to demonstrate their understanding, while varied assessments also ensure that diverse different types of learner, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, etc., are valued in such a way that best showcase their strength. Not they are not worried that how to give the performance. So the key strategies for adapting the assessment in both online and offline environment. That first one strategy is offer the choice and flexibility. Yes, it is important to understand the no constraints on part of the learner, that they may be uncomfortable on given schedule or on given platform too. So you need to allow the students to choose between various types of the assessment they are comfortable. They may write their answer in a essay form, presentation, or a project. So this flexibility also ensures that students can also showcase their strengths and engage with the content in a way that suits their learning style too. Then technology, you may use the technology for timely feedback. Yes, sometimes learner is residing very far from the institution, or he is more comfortable with the technological aspect. So you also need to use the platforms like, or you may use the platforms like Google Classroom, Kahoot, or Padlet, that can be used to give the students immediate like. Then another is incorporate peer and self-assessment. As we in yesterday's session also discussed in a detail, that peer assessment and self-assessment both are very important part of formative assessment, where peer themselves are assessing the peers' performance. Plus, say, a learner himself is also assessing his own learning, his own performance, and we are preparing assessment pattern or uh, assessment strategy methodologies or tools in such a way so that peers and learners themselves can assess performance without any hustle, without any problem, and without any biasness too. Design the assessment with the clear rubric. Yes, That also we discussed that how many variables you may add in a rubric for the assessment, and you need to clearly communicate all the variables that you included in the rubric for the assessment to the learner, so that he can get the point that on which variables, on which factors his or her assessment is going to be done. Then using the technology to support the differentiated instructions, where differentiated instruction is an approach where educators modify their teaching method, resources, and assessment techniques to cater the diverse learning needs, preferences, and ability of the student. In modern educational landscape, technology play a crucial role in supporting the differentiated instructions by providing the tools and different platforms that all allow the personalized learning experiences to the learner. So let's discuss what are the different technologies that you can use to support instruction. Where that first one is customized learning material. Yes, platform like Moodle, Canvas, and Google Classroom, you may allow the which may allow the instructor to create the customizable learning path that suits the various learners in such a way so that they can get the content that you are delivering in the class. So you may prepare videos, reading quizzes, and interactive materials that can be tailored to meet the specific need of the student or majority of the student. Then engage with the gamification. Gamification is really very important strategy that you can get the assistance of, that students are more engaged with the gamification strategy. So it is like you may use the tools like Kahoot, Quizlet, and Scorative help making the learning fun and interactive. Where if you are delivering your content only in presentation or through few words or expressions, it is quite becoming a boring activity for the learners, because majority of learners are using a different kind of different platforms of over the technology, and they are not feeling engaged, or they are not feeling motivated at every time during this session. So in that case, after a while, you can use any gamification strategy too. Then real-time feedback. Yes, real-time feedback is always important, which is a very important part of the formative assessment. During the session, you may ask any question or a question related to the content, that okay, I explain this concept, what you understood if after this session. Means during the session, after the session, you can uh, uh, get the real-time feedback too. Then inclusive real environment, which is where you can use the tools like Panepto and SWAMP, that all are ensuring the students with disabilities or from different cultural backgrounds have the equal access to the learning material and study material too. So here let's discuss building up the inclusive classroom culture. Nothing but you are engaging all the students, all the learners in such a way so that they are self-motivated to understand the content. So building up the inclusive classroom culture is essential for fostering the learning environment where all learners, all students, regardless of their background, they are allowed to engage in the content. So in today's globalized world, where fostering the inclusivity in the classroom is more important than ever, an inclusive classroom does not just provide equitable access to learning material, but also promote the collaboration and mutual respect among the students from the different cultural and ethnic, linguistic, and social backgrounds. So let's discuss creating an inclusive classroom culture as the University of Delhi, where this University of Delhi, one of India's university that efforts to create an inclusive classroom culture, the course of gender study. In these fields, make a deliberate effortless to ensure that all learners feel heard and respected regardless of their background. So the first thing that it is taking care, that promoting the diversity through curricular. Yes, professors incorporating the diverse perspective and authors in a curriculum. For instance, political science course discussing the global political systems, where students are more introduced to theorists and different region, including Africa, Asia, and Latin America scholars. Then encouraging the collaboration. Yes, professors are also encouraging the students from different backgrounds and disciplines to make the groups for the collaborative activity. They are more engaging the learners. They are more engaging the learners in such activities where collaboration or the group behavior is more motivated or no promoted. Then inclusive language, that the professors might meaningfully use the inclusive language that does not alienate any student. This is really crucial in a multicultural environment like DU, where students from diverse region, language, and cultural background come together. Here, let's discuss the another example, that is IIT Bombay, where one of the India's top engineering institute that follow a similar inclusive approach both in online as well as offline. So it is, if I'm talking about in case of offline, where professor at IIT Bombay often promotes inclusive behavior by ensuring that group assignments and classroom discussions reflect a mix of students with diverse viewpoints. In case of online, where IIT Bombay professors using like Zoom, Google Meet, and Moodles to facilitate the inclusive education. So in online classes, teachers activity monitor participation, ensuring that students from diverse background are equally encouraged to speak up and engage with the course of material. Here, let's discuss the inclusive behavior and collaboration. So creating an inclusive classroom culture is not only about adjusting the teaching material and delivery method, but also about the encouraging the inclusive behavior among the students also. So first strategy that you may create, that celebrate the diversity. Yes, this diversity is not a threat for educator or for the learners, but it is an opportunity for the educator, that okay, if there is diversity, then you are having the opportunity to learn the different things in different ways. So promoting the events like different talks, activities that celebrate the cultural diversity within the classroom, where if I'm talking about the example, that is IIT Bombay, for instance, international students are encouraging to share their cultural practices, festivals, and stories. So it is another opportunity or another platform in front of learners also, and in front of educator also, that they are getting the information about the diverse cultures and their stories too. So another is peer monitoring. Yes, encouraging the students to monitor one another, and especially in diverse classrooms. Then another important behavior is that active participation. You need to motivate, you need to engage all the learners so that they can actively participate in discussions, debates, and projects together, and participate in the collaborative activities and group activities too. So another is using the technology for engagement. Yes, you can get the assistance of technology, and you can use the technology in such a way so that you can make you can enhance the collaboration among the class or among the students. So let's discuss the different strategies for supporting the English language learner. So in today's global educational system, where learners or students in universities and colleges come from the diverse linguistic background, and English language learners are students whose whose first language is not English, and they are having their own their own language. So who are not who are in the process of learning English both online and offline. Supporting the English learning language is really crucial in their academic success. Suppose if I'm talking about the example of Jawaharlal Nehru University, one of the important leading institution of India, where English learning language students are supported throughout a variety of these strategies Many students at JNU come from the regional languages and different backgrounds, and university offer a specific program to aid the language action. The peer monitoring also and visual aid scaffold. These are also the different strategies or the different platform that you can use. Then another example that in international context that I'm talking here, that University of California that has the large population of international students, many of whom are not having the English language as their first language, and they are facing this language barrier. So this UC Berkeley implementation implements the multiple languages or language strategies to support ELL students both in online and offline. So here scaffold instruction where UC Berkeley faculty apply the scaffold strategies in their instructions, and in history of literature courses, instructions break down the different complex reading materials into smaller parts, bricks and pieces, and more manageable parts, that providing ALL students with the question that guide them to better understand their reading. Then language acquisition tool, that is to aid ELL students. UC Berkeley use the language acquisition tool like Rosetta Stone and Duolingo that to help the practice in English outside the classroom. Here, let's discuss that supporting ELL in University of Hyderabad, where blended learning approach is used by this university. So, University of Hyderabad is also known as the the diversity among or any other so these students in that university, and as they are coming from the diverse background. So this university is also employing the Moodles and Google for the online platform as learning management system. ELL students can also access the recorded lectures and supplementary material to over that platform. And also, this university is using the interactive videos and subtitle, where professors at University of Hyderabad also often use the YouTube videos and TD talk to supplement their lesson. Yes, professors also can get the assistance of multiple that are available over different platforms to teach the or to make the learners more understand content that they are delivering during the session, and many of these videos are available with the subtitle too over this YouTube. Another thing which is important here, that activity. I already said, collaboration among the learners is always important, as they are also coming from different backgrounds, whether they are from individualistic behavior or collectivism. But still, you being an educator, you need to enhance the collaborative learning activities to collaboration among the where ELL students collaborate with the peers to present the research papers and studies, keep them more collaborative and be a part of the team. Here, let's discuss the emotional and social learning need of a diverse classroom. Emotional and social aspect of learning are often just as a crucial as academic skill, especially for the students from marginalized or disadvantaged background. So emotional and social learning refers to the process by which the students develop their skill to manage their emotional and build up the positive relationship to make the more responsive decision. Where both online and offline learning environment present a unique challenge and opportunity to address these needs, teachers play a pivotal role in recognizing this and supporting the emotional well-being among the students. So this support also helps to create a safe and engaging classroom environment where students also feel valued and respected, plus empowered to success. So let's discuss the implementing different strategies that promote the emotional well-being and inclusivity in the classroom, where these strategies is including the first thing is building up the trust and safety. Yes. Whenever you are going in the classroom, you need to build up the trust and safety in mind of the learner. So if I'm talking about the example here to build up the trust and safety, then best example is at Ashoka University in India, where a liberal art institution, also known as diversity student body and faculty member, that prioritizing the creating a safe space where students can engage themselves openly in the discussion. Then another very important strategy for implementing the well-being, emotional well-being and inclusivity in the classroom, that is social and emotional learning program. The social and emotional learning program also helps the students to develop their life skill as well as self-awareness and self-regulation, empathy and social skill too. So the best example here to for the social and emotional learning is that University of California, which has integrated the SEL, that is social and emotional learning, into its academic and co-curriculum activities. Then another implementing strategy important is that cultural responsiveness teaching. Students come from various cultural backgrounds, and understanding these differences is crucial to promote the inclusivity, where cultural responsiveness teaching involves recognizing and validating the cultural experiences and identity of the students, ensuring that curriculum and classroom activities reflects the diverse perspective. And example for this cultural responsiveness is Manohas University, that is in Australia, that the faculty member incorporate culturally responsive pedagogy to engage the students in the class. Then foster the peer support and collaboration. Yes, you are supposed to foster and you are supposed to engage the learners in peer support as well as collaboration too. So collaboration learning also help the learners to form social connections which are vital for the emotional well-being of themselves also, where they are becoming a part of the group and they are learning from the team members. So another important strategy is incorporating the mindfulness and stress relief activity. Yes, as we know that today's environment is very complex and every learner is facing some complexities or any stress, whether personal or professional. So you need to uh, include some activities which are releasing their stress and keeping them more emotional well-being. So another strategy that is providing the emotional and mental health resources. So providing the access to mental health resources is essential in addressing the emotional and well-being of the students, where best example here is that the University of Sydney in online mental health portal is available for these students. So this portal is also including the different resources for managing the anxiety and dealing the stress and finding the professional counseling services if these are required. Additionally, students can also book the visual consultations with the counselor, which is especially beneficial for the students studying in the online classes. So here let's discuss professional development and reflective practices for inclusive teaching. In rapidly evolving educational landscape, professionals' development and reflective practices are critical for educators who aim to implement the inclusive pedagogy. As a classroom becoming increasingly diverse, teachers must continuously enhance their skills to meet the diversity need in their students. We cannot assume that if you are delivering your content in a same pattern for every learner, it is quite difficult that every learner is getting your same point. So for educator, the process of professional growth is never static and never rigid. So continuous learning and self-reflection are essential for understanding how to meet the need of a diverse student population and adapt the teaching practices accordingly. So here the best example is that University of Delhi, where faculty members participate in ongoing workshops and different training programs that focus more on inclusive teaching practices, where these workshops are aimed at equipping the teachers with the latest tools and different strategies for engaging the diverse learners, including the students with the disabilities and in English learning English language learning with those in the social cultural differences. So strategy for continuous learning, where teachers can also attend different workshops and different seminars, online courses, webinars that are more focusing on inclusive pedagogy, and many platforms like Coursera, edX that offering the different courses for differentiated instructions too. So you may join in any workshop or online courses to enhance your skills also. Then role of professional development in building up the teacher's capacity, where effective professional development program can significantly enhance the teacher's ability to differentiate instructions and create inclusive learning environment. So the example here is that Howard University, where faculty members are providing with the professional development opportunities to enhance their ability to implement the universal diversity design for learning. So the role of professional development in building up the teacher's capacity, where the strategy for building up the teacher capacity, where students school universities should invest in inclusive teaching program that more focus on differentiating instructions and understanding the social, cultural, and economic and linguistic diversity. So professional development should cover the topics such as differentiated instructions, technology integration for diversity, the mental health. So here we are at the end part of the session, where including this session. So inclusive pedagogy is foundation for creating a learning environment where every student, regardless of their background and different abilities, disabilities, feel supported and has opportunities to succeed. In today's diverse classroom, it is critical to recognize and address the varied learning needs of the learning students and learners, including those with the disabilities, English language learning, and students from diverse socio-economic and cultural background too. So adapting the assessment practices is another crucial aspect, ensuring that evaluation are fair, varied, and accessible to all the learners. So technology play a crucial role in facilitating personalized learning and enhanced student engagement too, where especially in both line and online cases, teaching settings. So furthermore, fostering the inclusive classroom and culture where respect and collaboration are prioritized, ensure that every student have feel valued and included. So supporting the emotional and social learning, particularly in marginalized groups. It is also vital in creating a safe and supportive learning environment. So educator must equip with the necessary tools and knowledge to address these needs and effectively. Continuous professional development is also important, which is reflecting the practical practice that are essential for teaching or teacher to stay informed and improved equitable education too. So by embracing these principles and practices, educator can also create a more inclusive, supportive, and effective learning environment for all learners, contributing to their success and personal growth. So here in this session, we recognized the diverse learning needs in the classroom. Here we also discussed the adaptation of assessment and different practices of the diverse learner. We also defined the different strategies for supporting the
Thank you very much, madam.
or you can also ask your query through unmuting yourself also.
Yeah, dear participants, you can clarify your doubt through chat box or unmuting your mics. I repeat, the session is open for discussion. You can clarify your doubts through chat box or unmuting your mics. We are expecting quick questions from participants.
any query related to this session or related to any previous session, you can drop your query in the chat box, or you can ask your query through unmuting yourself. This is open question and answer session.
Many participants expressing their views through chat box. Thank you very much, dear participants.
Thank you to all the participants who participated in this session, and they are also giving thanks for this session. So I think there is no query.
Okay, madam. If there is no questions from participants, shall we conclude here? Shall we stop here, madam?
Yes, sir. We may wind up this session here.
Yeah. So with this, we'll stop here. Once again, we'll meet in tomorrow's last session, but not least session, at 7:30 p.m. virtually.
Yes.
So till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you, speaker madam. Thank you, participants. Good night,
Yes,
speaker
sir.
madam. Good
Thank
night,
you, sir.
participants.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you to you, and thank you to all the learners. And kindly be there in tomorrow's session, where it is also very important session. So thank you to all the learners.
Good night, sir. Good night, ma'am.
Good night,
Thank
madam.
you.
Good night. Thank you, madam.